Alright, in this video I'm going to go over a little bit on stationing and offsets on center lines, and I'm also going to show you how to enter a specific point just with the northing and easting if you haven't done that yet. What happened to my thing? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's start this up. Got all goofy. I think I clicked it too many times. Load. Okay. Accept. No, I don't want to check in. I want to get rid of this. And we're going to zoom in here somewhere. Right about in here, I think. All right. When you put a offset, let me go to Kogo, create points and arcs. And when you do an offset of a point at a station, like say for this line here, I'll click that line. We'll hit next. We're going to ignore elevation. Those lines are pretty easy. They start at 0. Okay, so if I just wanted to, have that point at 0 and 20 feet to the right or left there, I can click on this. It'll show me where it's going to be, and then I can accept it, and I could, if that's where I want the point, then I just accept that. Okay, but center lines are a little bit different because, or at least in my experience, all of my center lines that I've ever had they have a specific number that they start at. They don't start at 0. Now, full disclaimer, I thought that at one point I was able to do this differently without having to do the math, but it's escaped me and I have yet to figure out how I did it. I'm beginning to wonder if I even did it at all. So that being said, this is how I do it from now on. If you can figure it out, good for you. If not, this is the way you're going to have to do it because this is the only way I know. All right, so say you want to put in, you've looked at the plans and there's a manhole and it's telling you that it's at station 5200 and it's about 50 feet away, right over in this area. This is how you would put it in. I'm going to kind of show you what happens if you don't do the math first. Okay. So I want my offset at station 5200. Okay. Let me just go back to the start. I'm going to go to Kogo, create points and arcs. I'm going to hit create point at station. Tell me to tap a line. I'm going to click J line. And I'm going to hit next. And I wanted it at 5200 because that's what it said on the plans. So I'm going to type in 5200. And I had an offset of 50 feet. Okay. Before I drop that, I'll click on here to see where it's going to put it. See if it puts it in this area. I click there, and it looks like nothing happened. All right, this is where I went wrong. You can see that it's way up here, 50 feet off. So why did that happen? I'll explain it to you right now. Let me zoom back in here. I guess I could use this little sticky key. All right. Get a little closer here. Where did my 52 go? There it is. All right, what happened was if you click on this J line, you'll notice it says J centerline station 4500. Okay, 4500 is where that line starts. So it starts at 4500. So if I want to get the correct stationing, I have to subtract that 4500 from 52. So let's do that. Let's go to Kogo, create points and arcs. We'll do our offset again. I'm going to tap that same line, hit next. Now, if I were to take that 5200 and subtract 4500, I'm going to get 700. Okay, and then I got 50 feet. You'll notice it dropped it right on there at 52. And I'll do my 50 foot offset. And to check it here, I'll click back up here. And there it is, right where I needed it. So you see what happened. I had to subtract that 5200 or that 4500 from the actual station that you wanted on. The same thing goes for the center line over here, B line. So B line starts at 2700. So in that case, I would have had to subtract 27. Well, you have to subtract 2700 from whatever station you wanted at. If that makes sense. So let's do one more. I'm going to do the northern and eastern after this, but I want to do one more over here. Let's go to, so I have a manhole right here, and I'm going to use this J line again. Okay, let's go to Kogo. Create points and arcs. Point at station. I'll click on my J line. All right, zoom out here a little bit so I can see it. All right, so in this case, remember I had to subtract my 4500 from that. So it's telling me on the plans that I have to, that this manhole that I'm going to put in here is at station 53 plus 42.589. Okay, so that leaves me with 842. Where's my 589. And I had an offset. You see it dropped it right there. It's right in line. And I had an offset of, what was it, 59.312. Let's click on here. Oh, I went backwards. I need to put a minus in there. Click on there again. And you can see how it dropped it right where it should be. All right, so if I wanted to keep that point right there, I could hit accept and it'll drop that point there. But I'm going to go out. I'm actually going to place that point a different way. I'm going to place that point just using the northern and easting. So if that's all the information you have, you can do it that way too. We'll go to our menu, and then we'll go to data management, and then we're going to go to point manager. Now once you get in here, you're not going to import the point file because you have the coordinates written down, so you're going to enter it in either here or there. Let me just show you the difference. I'm going to actually use this one, but let me show you this one. So if we go into this one and we hit add, you have 3 options, and they all say control point. Let's go back out of that, and we'll go back into it again. Data management, point manager. Let's click on this one this time. Notice the screen looks almost identical. Actually, I think it is identical. Click add, but now you have a few more options here. So you have 3 control point options and 2 stakeout point options. I'm just going to use 2D stakeout. Click on that. Point name, we're just going to abbreviate it as MH. And then you'll go down to your northing. So it was 1820554. There's 0.351. Then I had an easting. Was it 6114787, I think. 6114787.162. And that's it. That's all you have to do. That's you got your northing in there, you got your easting. Just double check, make sure your decimal point is in the right place and your numbers are correct and all that. Once you're good with that, I mean, if you want to put a point code in here, you can, but I'm just going to leave it as is. We'll click save, and it puts it in the menu here. I will exit out of there, and you notice it put the little X there. Now I can stake that point. You can see as I'm getting closer, I get my crosshairs, I get over here, and call that good, hit stake, boom. But we're not going to use that. Okay, so that's how I put in my northern and eastern points when I have to do it. I don't have to do it very often, but sometimes it does come up, and that's the way I do it. Maybe there's a different way. Who knows? Sometimes there's multiple ways to do different things on here. But northern and eastern, I mean, even if there is a different way, I don't know that it's going to be any simpler than that. As far as the offset, with the stationing and stuff, like I was saying before, I thought there was a way I was doing it without having to do the math, but I'm not sure at this point anymore. And honestly, as long as you just remember to subtract those numbers from there, I think it's I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to get you to where you want to go. All right, that's the end of that video.